transforming, moving tools, and rotating objects. Now in Illustrator we have different options to transform our shapes. The first one we already know will be the selection tool, which is a free transform. You can just click and drag, move it, and rotate manually. Now, if we will right click, you'll find the transform options, which is move, rotate, reflect, scale, and shear. All these options will be as well in the tools panel. Scale, shear, rotate, and reflect. Means that I can use them from here. I want to rotate. And we have a reference point that we can move. Now, if we hold the Alt, we'll have a dialog box where you can just control on the rotation. And you can see that it's using the reference point. That means that you can rotate the shape and click copy to copy the rotation. Another way will be to double click. Let's rotate. Let's pick 45 and copy. Or right click, transform, and then using the rotate option from here. Now if we click copy, that will copy the shape. And if we click OK, it's just the same. That way we can be more precise in our designs and pick the right rotation for us. We have also the scale. I will use the stroke this time, just to see the shape. Right click, transform, and scale option. I'll click scale and choose a uniform or non-uniform. Is that if you need exactly half of the ellipse you already have, you can type here 50% and copy. Let's create 50%, so it's exactly half. And again, we have the scale tool here as well. You can do it manually. Use the reference point, or double click and go back to the dialog box that we saw before. I'll create a line and show you the move tool as well. So we had rotate, scale, and move. So we can move our shapes with the selection tool, but again here we can be more precise with the position, horizontally and vertically with the distance. So let's say I want to move to the right, so I can click 0. That's already good. You can see in the preview. And the distance will be in points, but you can change it in your document. Let's say that the distance will be 50 points. So I can move it to the right, exactly 50 points. Now the nice thing that if you want to copy it, at this point when the pad selected, you can click Ctrl or Command D, and that will transform again to the same direction and distance. Now we can try and see how to change the point under View, Rulers, and Show Rulers. You'll see the rulers in our document. Right click, now it's under points. So depends how you use the document. So we can have millimeter, centimeter, or pixels. And that will be as well in the transform panel now. Transform, move in millimeter, the distance. Now let's create a path. Let's create some space here. Right click, transform, and we had a move, rotate, scale, and I will use the reflect. So with the reflect tool, you can pick horizontally or vertically and simply copy to have the same reflection. You can use the mouse to move it to the to the left, or the arrows from the keyboard. And it's not perfect, and I need to connect them. So with the direct selection tool, I can select both anchor points, click join. That will join the points. But if I right click and use the average, you can average both. I'll create an average from these two anchor points. Average in both. Now it's not the perfect heart, but we can always use the other tool, smooth. That's much better. And that way use the reflect. So we have them here, rotate and reflect, scale, and the last will be shear. That means that if you use the rectangle, for example, right click, transform, and shear. Horizontally or vertically, and click OK, or copy if you need a copy. And you can do it also manually with the shear tool. So these are the transform tools, and in the next video we'll talk about advanced transform tool in Illustrator.